we're not sure if we're going to be allowed in the stadium for games yet, even as media. So we're kind of just playing it by ear right now. You know, unfortunately, this has gotten to be routine enough that people are ready for hurricanes down here. I think that because of Harvey, at the very least, if there's a silver lining to that, it's that people take this seriously. You know, it's not like some hurricanes where you worry about people not taking it seriously enough. The really unfortunate side of it is that a lot of these places over in Port Arthur and Lake Charles, they're just still getting over Harvey. A lot of people just finished their repairs within the last year or so, so they're obviously facing a whole new set of challenges. I guess the big difference is that Harvey was just a huge rain event. We had 50 inches of rain. This is going to be a whole lot of wind and a storm surge and more like a conventional hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
They're handling it about as well as anybody can handle this stuff right now. There aren't any preseason games to worry about. You know, when Harvey came through, they had to cancel a preseason game. Everything was just thrown into chaos. This looks like they'll probably hold an intra-squad scrimmage that they had planned on having. There aren't any fans to worry about putting in danger. And in a weird way, I think because of all these COVID restrictions, it's actually made a sports team, at least a football team preparing for a season, a little bit easier to manage than, say, the Astros right now who had to have a game canceled today.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah.
You know, if there's one thing we learned from Harvey, it's that this community, and I think just any community in general, is very resilient and becomes very, very charitable afterwards. And, you know, we saw during Harvey the Cajun Navy, all these people going around and rescuing people in their boats. We know how to get into gear and get some positive action going after this is all over. And there's an infrastructure for that now. So I think there's going to be damage. This is going to get ugly along the Gulf Coast, but I think people are mentally prepared for it. I think they're taking it seriously, and I think afterwards the community will rally.
Yeah,
Obviously, it was horrible in 2005. Right after Katrina, Rita headed towards Houston, and everybody freaked out. You know, people who weren't in evacuation zones evacuated to the point where it was impossible to leave the city almost. After that, people felt like, okay, we overreacted to Rita, and it did get a little too lackadaisical. I think now people again understand, all right, this is the real deal. I think the one thing about Harvey that was kind of eerie and strange being a part of it was that we never lost power. Most people kept their power the whole time because there wasn't a lot of wind. It was just rain and rain and rain. So we were flooded in and, you know, kind of hostage in our own communities, but we had power, we had air conditioning. This will likely be a lot different, you know, in places that are affected because there's a lot of wind. It gets tough down there. It gets tough in Houston. It gets tough in Louisiana when it's 95 degrees out and there's no air conditioning or power anywhere.
Mm-hmm.